Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my monthly review for this month's issue of the Walking Dead comic book series. This is for 159, halfway through now, part 3 of 6 for the Whisper War. Oh man, so absolutely another incredible issue of The Walking Dead. As expected, the Whisperer War is really turning out to be one of the best story arcs in all of The Walking Dead. I almost feel like Kirkman is trying to outdo himself with what he's done before, and that he is. I think that the Whisperer War, even so far, even though we're only halfway through, is definitely one of the most exciting parts in the entire series, and even as exciting as All Out War, which is right here and there. Both parts of All Out War really exciting as well too, but this one is really cool because this one does feel like a land war. Like you've got the Whisperers coming in, you've got the group fighting back against them. Man, it's really incredible. So this issue is a lot of fun for Negan fans, that is for sure, and I really love what Kirkman has done with Negan. So the continuation of Beta versus Negan, you've got the skirmish continuing. Dwight's in there, and I geeked out like crazy when Dwight throws him his Lucille. So he tosses him Lucille, and he catches it, and welcome home, baby. And then he starts, he goes at Beta with Lucille, man. I geeked out quite a bit for this one. So, shockingly in this issue, Lucille meets her death as you have the two knives from Beta. And first, Negan actually does hand it to him, right? He's coming down across the top with Lucille. He's so practiced with Lucille. He's so good with Lucille that Beta is, even with his two knives that he's very well practiced with, is outdone by Lucille. The leather jacket as well for Negan comes in handy because you got zombies who are trying to bite at him, and the hard leather, they can't bite through the leather. So the most exciting part, he comes down across the top and he rocks Beta, knockback damage, so to speak. And then he comes across him on the back. And Negan actually does, I would say, beat him. However, when he does, Lucille breaks. Oh, man. So crucial death for the series. Lucille is dead. She breaks apart when he hits Beta on the back. Pretty amazing read, man, as Negan starts losing his mind. I love the no when Lucille is broken. Absolutely incredible. So, but Beta is such a thick dude that even Negan does beat him, but you got to think of it like the way I think of Beta is I view him as like this huge, kind of like if you've ever seen WWE. Most people know Kane from WWE. Just this monster, of a man. Just a monster. Could go into any horror movie without any effort and just play the villain and scare the shit out of I think he actually has to. There's a horror movie with him. I forget what it's called, but there's at least one horror movie with Kane. And that's the way I think of Beta. He's just like this monster of a man. Some pretty funny lines as well there too when Negan first gets Lucille. I got goosebumps, I got chills, I got all that good geeking out stuff. And my can of spinach, I like that one, as he goes at it. So that was pretty incredible. But have we seen the end of Lucille? Oh, man, hopefully maybe we'll see a Lucille 2.0. And it makes sense, too, because, of course, Lucille is wood. So when he comes down across the top, the knives get knocked back by it. But it probably chips, it probably creates a, you're going against the grain, but still it chips in enough so that when he hits him across the back, Lucille shatters. So Lucille has met her untimely death. It's so sad. We'll see if maybe Negan could get a Lucille 2.0, maybe visit a local sporting store and grab himself a nice aluminum bat or something, metal this time, or aluminum, so that it doesn't break so easily if you're smacking somebody who's got knives. But I did love it. I mean, that for me has to be the highlight of this episode, to see Beta versus Negan with Lucille. I mean, it's definitely a geek out moment for all of us Walking Dead fans. I think that like Negan, and I've been reading the Who's Negan and get to see Lucille and everything. So that was awesome. Some of his lines were really funny as always. Tuck our chins over our kiss our asses goodbye. So there were some really funny lines from Negan as usual, and that's probably my favorite part of the Whisperer War right now. Is we don't have Rick at the front lines like we were used to in the previous wars. In this one, instead, we have Dwight kind of leading the push, but then who to me is like exactly like Daryl in this one. When I read it, I'm like, oh man, Dwight is Daryl. I mean, even the hair and everything. I feel like Kirkman is really setting that up for the TV series in the future for Norman Reedus to play. When I'm reading these issues, I'm like, oh, that's Norman Reedus. Right. You got the Whisperer, he kind of floats. There's really nice cells as you go through, and it floats to the to the side of the herd to see what's going on and gets smoked with an arrow. It's like, oh, man, that is so Daryl for sure. So it is really cool stuff. But to see the battle between Negan and Beta like that was really, really incredible, man, I want to say. Negan is just, it's so cool to see. Because you would think, reading The Walking Dead up until now, that Rick kind of always has to be at the front. He always has to be at the front lines, otherwise it's not fun. Well, I would say that seeing Negan at the front lines is even more fun, to be honest with you. It's even more. Because Rick's more serious and everything. Negan is way more playful, way more crazy. And, very sad to see Lucille go. So it's a really, really exciting battle. And I like that Negan actually does beat Beta. It's really cool. And follow along with that, the survivors actually do win the first battle here. So in terms of the group smashing together, the survivors do actually take this one. They actually do, but there are more zombies coming. There's more walkers coming, and the Whispers fall back into a shrubbery wood area. And you've got Beta, who is still alive, even though he's been smoked. He's hurt, but he has enough strength that when someone tries to take off his mask, one of the Whispers, he kills him with the knife, with one of his the big knives that he uses, which was pretty cool and really gave me like a Kane look, like you can't take off the mask. It's not gonna kill you. So really exciting as far as that part goes, and that's got to be the standout of the issue for me, is just to see Negan use Lucille again and the brilliance that he has with Lucille. He's got a lot of practice, so you would think that he probably would. But it is funny because Beta is so big and also fast that he even gives Negan a really, really hard time even once he gets Lucille. So it's really fun. It's got like some magical, mystique to it. As soon as he's got Lucille, he's good to go. He's ready to kick some ass. So it's fun. It's like Captain America with his shield, right? I'm sure that's what Kirkman has in mind when he's going for this, except an evil version, right? So it's amazing stuff, man. So Dwight calls the plan. They can't stay. They're exhausted from the battle, and they got to fall back. Otherwise, they will be probably overtaken. So he orders Jesus to go east. You've got Michonne who goes west. You've got Magna who goes north, and then he falls back. Now, a nice twist at the end of the issue. I really love this one. When in Rome, the Whisperer that goes to the edge of the Walker herd gets killed by Dwight. He pulls it out, but then he takes off its mask once he picks out that that was a Whisperer there. He takes off the mask when in Rome and puts on the mask. So that's really interesting as to what Dwight has planned now. What is he going to do with it? Is he going to go and blend in with the Walker herd and somehow, I don't know, try to steer them a different direction? Is he going to go in from the inside, be a spy, and try to pick out the Whisperers that are in there without them realizing it? Are the others going to try and do the same thing? Are they going to try to follow the herd as it heads towards the hilltop or Alexandria or wherever it ends up kind of floating to? And, oh man, so that was really, really exciting. We also have some good dialogue in this one. We've got Lydia and Carl who have a conversation where Lydia tells him that she doesn't love him, she doesn't care about him. And this is interesting for me because it's unclear whether or not she's doing that because that's the truth or if she's doing that because it's the opposite. I say it's the opposite. Most times when you hear people communicate, you always have to look into the details, even in real life too, not just in a comic book or in a TV series. You always have to look at the meaning behind semantics, the meaning behind what they're saying. And with her, I feel like she does love him, and she is saying that because she believes if people have something to fight for, that makes them weaker, and that's why she thinks that the Whisperers are strong, because they'll put themselves in harm's way and they won't hold back at all, or they don't have anything to fight for. I don't know. That's pretty tough for me. I think it's dependent on the person. This is where you get into kind of each person's individual style of life, and it could be a strength to give them something to fight for, to motivate them and keep them going, or it could be the opposite, and it could make them too fearful, too afraid of losing what they have, and so they run and they try to get maybe their family and then quit or leave the group and not fight. So that's pretty tricky, but I would tend to think that it would be more of a motivator to have something to fight for, to want to win, so that you can protect your family and the people at home. I don't know, but that's just me. So that's kind of the way I see it. It's still a good conversation, and it's still a good, it's still a good piece of dialogue, and I do like to see Lydia and Carl's relationship. And Lydia is sweating quite a bit right now because she thinks Mommy's coming, because she doesn't know, of course, that Alpha Negan is taking care of that. So Negan kicking all kinds of ass in the Whisper War, man, amazing. He's a force to be reckoned with for sure. We've got the Saviors, so we've got Tara going to see Vincent. We've got John in there. We got Sherry. And I don't trust them. I think that maybe the hilltop being on fire. I wonder if the Saviors find out that Rick and the others could be losing the battle. Could they try to take advantage of it? Could they kind of not join with the Whisperers, but be on their own side and pull a Dwight and kind of go against Rick and the other joint groups? I kind of think that's what we're looking at, and that's what's being set up. So we'll see what Kirkman has in store for us. But it looks like to me, if they find out that the Whispers are winning and are still heading towards our way, will they throw a monkey wrench in Rick and the others, Dwight's plan and Eugene's plan for what they have going? I think they will. So yeah, they're on their own side for sure. And it also kind of, it also makes us relate to Negan even more, because Negan was able to keep them in line. And he did brutal things to keep them in line, but that must be because he knows what they're capable of, and he knows how difficult it is to keep their loyalty. They are not good people, so they're not going to be loyal to you out of love, no matter how much you try to get them to charismatically love you. You have to control them through fear. It's pretty much the only way to do it with people like that, right? You have to force them through pain, push them by pain, because they won't do it based on pleasure. So we've got all of that. It's good stuff. We've got William at the Kingdom with Zachary threatens to kill him. Cool scene. Not much to say about that. He's right. If Rick and the others lose, they're going to come to the Kingdom next, and that'll be it for the Kingdom. And then, like I said, we've got the ending there with Dwight when in Rome. Great art all the way through by Charlie Adler. Another incredible issue. I think Kirkman's getting better and better and better. The series is getting better and better as we go through. Just got Call to Arms. So I'm going to be reviewing that this week probably. I've been reviewing every issue of the Walking Dead comic book series since the very beginning. I've got a playlist of every single one in the channel, as well as the individual issues. And man, I gotta say, the Whisper War has really impressed me, and I do feel like the series actually is just getting better. And it's just getting better as it goes. It's more fun. You've got more characters at the front lines rather than just Rick all the time, and it gives you some different feels. And it's just the same as always. It's incredible. So it's what it is. It's fucking awesome. So let me know what you guys thought about this issue. If you got a chance to read 159, it kicks so much ass. It rules. That's my review of it. Leave your comments below, guys. What do you think is going to happen next? Do you want to see a predictions video? Write your comments below if you want to see me give my thoughts on how I think this is going to go down. It's definitely tough to say, but I don't trust the Saviors at all, and I do think they're going to do something here to make it harder for Rick's group for sure. So let me know what you guys think. This issue gets another 10 out of 10 for me. It's one of the best that Walking Dead has to offer. Whisper of War kicking so much ass, it's not even funny. If you guys like this review and the issue, please thumb it up below. Please don't forget to thumb it up. If you guys have a Twitter or Facebook, you want to add me, link will be in the description. Add me on Twitter, add me on Facebook. You'll get the videos synced through to your feed for Twitter and Facebook, so you'll know when there's a new video posted. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, bottom left, go ahead and subscribe. Always appreciate all your guys' support. That's it for this one today. I'll see you guys again soon for another. It's always just Trev saying peace. Later, guys. I'll see you soon. You can share, you can favorite, you can subscribe. Hell, you're all going to be doing that.